And how is it going, everyone? Welcome to Touhou 18 Unconnected Marketeers, and today is a day where I have to do something that, well, I want to do, something that I like to do in every game, every Touhou game, which is capturing every spell card in spell practice. Well, ever since the spell practice is available, like you have Touhou 8, and then from Touhou 13 onwards, with the exception of LOL K, which is Touhou 15. All of the other games had spell practice, and I really like practicing, well, spell practice. It's very cool to me, and what's better is that there is an achievement for capturing every spell card. I don't know if it's exactly in a spell practice. I will assume that that's the case, because capturing every spell card in game will be absolutely atrocious, but you know, whatever. I kinda wanna do it with Reimu just for tradition's sake. I mean, I could do it with Marisa too, but I mean, I think I wanna do it with Reimu. Sanae obviously will be the best choice, but here, you know, let's just take it easy. Well, take it easy also including playing on easy, because yes, that's exactly. Not atrocious? What you mean it's not atrocious? Capturing every spell card in-game and not in spell practice, that's fucked up, dude. Anyways, how is it going, Yannick? That will be so fucked up, and I really hope that's not the case. Also, something that should be here is a button that says next, so you can go right for the next spell card. Just do a no miss no bomb. I know, right, bro? Just do a no miss no bomb. It ain't that bad. Are you a chicken? Got a point. Also, I decided to tilt my camera a little bit more upwards, because yesterday while I was, you know, editing the videos that I uploaded, I noticed that depending on my position, my camera basically cuts my eyes off. So it's pretty clear that it needs to point a little bit upwards. That's because, well, this desktop is a lot smaller than the one that I previously had. So, you know, well, now you can see my crazy hair. Or as the Japanese will call it, the ahoge. Can you believe that I have an ahoge? And it's not even intentional. It's not like I, you know, not like I comb my hair. I mean, I never do that. But that's interesting, because when you don't even touch your hair ends up becoming like, you know, like your average anime protagonist, where they look like they just had a tornado in their hairs. Pretty funny. But it's unintentional. It's just that, you know, when I go to sleep, it's the pillow, the one that decides what haircut, what hairstyle I'm gonna have on the next day. Very interesting. But yeah. You know, I like it. I like the craziness. But, you know, it's the way it is. Now, there are some spell cards here that I never capture, and I'm probably gonna be stuck in them for a little bit. Not to mention that the spell cards that I did capture, I capture them with a better character, like for example Sanae. The best example that I can think of is the last spell card of the stage 3 boss. Sanae is a character that can capture that spell card very easily, but everyone else... I mean, everyone else struggles if you don't know how to use them, because I'm pretty sure that if you use Sakuya, it's not even that bad, you know. Really, I died to this? That's pretty sad. I died to this spell card? Then again, this spell card is one of those where RNG is extremely important. No miss, no bomb is actually doable with the right cards. Well, I mean, dude, if we are gonna say that, we can also say that no miss, no bomb is doable in every Touhou game. I mean, people already done it before. The real question is if it's doable for oneself, right? I don't know. I haven't tried the Vampire Fang. In fact, I don't even know if I have the Vampire Fang, to be completely honest. I think I don't even have it. Do I have the Vampire Fang? I don't think I have it. It's very different here. Well, if you say so, I'll believe you. But only this time. I mean, maybe it is indeed different now. You know, in the end, this character, except for the second spell card, every other pattern is pretty chill. Even the last spell card that in the demo I thought it was unbelievably hard, it really is not that bad. You just gotta pay special attention, but it's not like it's hard to dodge. In fact, I would be very tempted to say that this is one of the easiest stage 2 bosses, but no, that's not really the case, because when you think about stage 2 bosses, you have... Let me think. Stage 2 bosses that are easy. Well, yeah, I think this one will be one of the easiest, right? Because even Kyoko can fuck you up in Touhou 13. Well, Sekibanki is a little bit easy too. Who else is there? Trying to think. I don't know about Nemuno. Nemuno has some easy patterns here and there, but I don't think I will count her. Yeah. I don't know, I feel like this is one of the easiest stage 2 bosses in the series. I mean, the non-spells are a little bit tricky, but honestly they are not something super spectacularly hard to deal with, you know. So I wouldn't really say that it's a problem. I don't know. What other stage 2 boss will you say that it's easier? I don't know. Yeah, I think that this one has to be one of the easiest ones. Right? She's a Kappa. Which in contrast with Nitori, Nitori is a pretty tough boss. But then again, in Mountain of Fate, most bosses are pretty tough. Mostly because the game kinda relies on the fact that you use the bombs that are absurdly broken. So the game can throw all kinds of fucked up patterns at you and it doesn't really matter. Probably Parsi is pretty easy, but I have 100 of hours. Yeah. I wouldn't say that Parsi is very easy. As you say, I think that's just you having a lot of hours with that game. I mean, it's not like it's a hard boss, but I wouldn't say that it's easier than this one. This one really seems like it points to easiest. As I said before, maybe Sekibanki could be there too, but Sekibanki, that last spell card that Sekibanki has, it's a little bit suspicious. Sometimes it goes great, but some other times it can fuck you up a lot. So, you know. I was out to say Kurumi, but I don't even remember what Kurumi was. Like what her patterns look like. Maybe she is very easy too, but I don't remember Kurumi at all. Like I remember Ellie, and I even remember Orange to some extent, but Kurumi, I can't remember her that much. Pattern-wise, that is. But, you know, she might also be pretty easy. Also, I fail to see the difference between difficulties on this spell card. I mean, there are obviously differences, but I really cannot see them. Maybe it's that they are more green orbiting rows, probably. But I think that when it comes to how hard it is to dodge, it's pretty much the same across every difficulty, right? Well, like see, for example, here instead of only having 3 rows of orbiting bullets, you have 4. But I really don't think that makes that much of a difference difficulty-wise. It doesn't matter if they are 3, 4 or only 1, because those shits have a very weird orbit that is gonna hit you no matter what, regardless of how many of them you have in there. It doesn't really matter that much, you know. So, yeah. Especially Lunatic, I really fail to see the difference with hard. Really feels the same. You know, it's a very weird spell. I mean, it's such a weird spell card that when I first saw it, I thought it was incredibly hard, but it really isn't hard at all. So that's for stage 2. Stage 3... This girl... I think this is the hardest spell card that she has. Mostly because in higher difficulties the bullet density is exaggerated. Orbits go pretty wide in Lunatic. I mean, I know that the differences are there, but I mean, when it comes to the fact that if you die or you don't die, there doesn't really seem to be that much of a difference in that regard. Like, it feels like if you have to die, like you will die in the same spot, either in hard or in Lunatic. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, yes, there are differences, but I think that those differences don't really matter at all at the moment of dying or not dying, you know. I think that this is her hardest spell card by far. But this is basically, this is the kind of spell card that is just filling your screen with bullets. And sometimes they overlap, so it's pretty hard Are you sure you need to do it in every difficulty? I mean, it says subete. That means every spell card. So I think yes, it means every difficulty. I mean, I don't know, I can't confirm. I'm not an expert on Japanese, but it says every spell card. Besides, didn't the previous game, Touhou 17, had an achievement with that and it unlocked by playing every difficulty? I don't know, I don't remember, but I think that you need to do it in every difficulty. So it's not like it really matters if I do it in every difficulty or not, because, I mean, easy and normal are gonna be done in one try, maybe two. I mean, 2 on normal, maybe. Hard could take up to 5, I guess. Maybe 10, depending if the spell card is really fucked up. But the point is that the ones that are gonna take the most, as you can see right here, are lunatic. So I don't think it really matters. Well, you could say that I could beat every spell card on easy, but what's the fun on that? Why will I beat every spell card on easy? There is no fun on that. I mean, I already did it, literally. And in-game. Gotcha. I don't think it really will make a difference in terms of time if I only go for lunatic. So, you know. And then it's pretty funny how this spell card right here is so much easier than the previous one. Like, it's ridiculous how easier this spell card is in every difficulty, basically. Well, maybe not on easy. I guess if I had to judge on easy, this is a little bit harder than the previous one. But on lunatic, I'm pretty sure that this is one of those spell cards that I capture almost every time. Well, and on hard, as you can see by the record, I capture it every time. Obviously, every time with you know, with 3 attempts, which is not much, but I mean, the point is that it's a very easy spell card. You know. That's the thing. Maybe if you do extra you get the achievement. Yeah, I don't know. But you know, I really feel like that wouldn't be fun. I mean, sure, the achievement is nice to get and everything, but the real challenge is beating everything in lunatic and on extra. Don't know how it works in Touhou 17. I don't remember honestly how it worked in that game. But yeah, honestly, I mean, my main objective is obviously doing them all in lunatic. If I can do them all in lunatic, I'm gonna be happy. Especially doing them all with Reimu, that it's such a standard character. Because obviously doing them all with Sana is probably not gonna be as hard as doing them with Reimu. Especially the spell card that comes after this one. The spell card that comes after this one, I don't know how I'm gonna do it with Reimu. I really don't know. But we'll have to think of something. Gotcha. The thing is that the next spell card is pretty interesting because it's the kind of spell card that feels easier on harder difficulties. Mostly because the explosions that happen are more ordered, right? That's the thing. I think particularly normal and hard difficulty here are more fucked up. Like, I just don't like the bullet distribution. I think hard is the one that I particularly loathe. Because you can see, I think that the difference in speed on those explosions really fucks it up and makes it pretty hard to dodge. Not to mention the residual bullets. As you can see in hard, I haven't even captured this spell. How much you wanna bet that I'm gonna capture this spell card faster in Lunatic than I will on hard? How much you wanna bet that? Well, maybe I shouldn't bet, considering that I'm gonna capture this on the first fucking try. Okay, maybe I don't... See, sometimes I'm really glad that I don't like betting, because I would have lost so many times. Oh, I think you had a little too much pipe. Little too much pipe? I don't know. This is... The one that has the pipe is the one that is right there. Yeah, see, that's why I don't bet. This is why you don't bet, kids. This is why you keep your money and you don't bet. There are people that say that without risks there can't be any profit, but you know. Those are usually the people that already know the outcome and they bet knowing that they would win. Well, that double KO was pretty sad, I will say. What happens if I start this way instead of starting from... starting from the middle? I don't think it makes that much of a difference. In fact, it probably makes it worse, because the bullet density, I think it's way worse that way. So I think it really depends on where she decides to move. But I think sometimes she moves where you move, which is ideal. I don't know if it's RNG, maybe it's not RNG. Okay. So stage 4. These spell cards are already spell cards that I haven't properly captured. Well, except on easy. But yeah, on the other difficulties I don't remember capturing these spell cards. They are pretty hard, you know. They are definitely not something that you want to capture in an actual run. You would rather bomb. I think that even in normal they are pretty tough. It's mostly because it's one of those spell cards where you get shot by in every direction, right? Stage 4 spells are pain, yeah. I will say the only exception being the last one, but the problem with the last one is that it's very long. So even if it's an easy pattern, eventually you choke. It's hard to not choke, you know. the way it is. Want to not choke, things don't go the way you want. In fact, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm probably gonna get stuck here for some time. Probably. Especially on the lunatic ones, obviously. You can already see the ass destruction. And this one, if I'm not mistaken, lunatic is the only one that has the big yin yang orbs. Like, I'm pretty sure all of the other difficulties have more normal size yin yang orb, but this one has the gigantic ones. And the problem is that those are not bubble bullets, by the way. These are actual full-length bullets. So can't even cheese them like the bubbles, unfortunately. That reminds me that this game has some bubble bullets, right? I think it does, because Sun was following the trend of not including bubble bullets for some time. Like, in fact, I think 10 Desires was the last game that he included bubble bullets, and I think he only included them for Kyoko, and, well, I guess Sega counts too. But yeah, something tells me that this game had bubble bullets, but I can't remember where. I think the first boss, yes, the first spell, well, no, the second spell card of the first boss. Yeah, exactly, Mike Final has the bubbles. Yeah, I remember I saw them somewhere. But as you can tell, he doesn't use bubble bullets as much as he used to do in the early games. He probably doesn't like the fact that they are so deceiving for new players, because when you see a bubble bullet and you don't know what the hitbox is, you think that, damn, this gigantic bullet is gonna fuck me up, I need to move out of the way, but you don't really need to move that much out of the way. But yeah, basically 10 Desires was the last game where he really used, well, then again, I don't think 10 Desires count that much. I will say UFO was the one where he really, you know, used a lot of bubble bullets, especially in the extra stage. Nue likes using bubble bullets a lot. And then you have Byakuren. Byakuren uses bubble bullets on her first non-spell, already opening up the fight with some bubble bullets. And the Byakuren boss fight is fucked up, dude. And that was back when, well, that was literally the last game that didn't have a spell practice. Well, LOL K is also another one that didn't have a spell practice, but the difference is that, you know, that game has point device instead. But yeah. UFO with spell practice, no, that will be something. That will be very good. UFO with spell practice, I would like that. Well, obviously you can apply a patch, but I mean an actual spell practice. Because, you know, I don't like installing patches in my games, usually. Unless it's the English patch, and even those patches I'm not even installing them lately. Mostly because on Steam, the whole DRM stuff, I don't like it. This spellcard is very hard. Well, clearly. People found out Centipede card the Sinks replays. Oh nice, so basically my replays, well actually only my easy no miss no bomb is completely worthless. Well, it's an easy no miss no bomb, who gives a shit? Well, that and I already have it on YouTube, so that's interesting. I mean, it's one of those things that it was bound to happen. Also, don't think soon is gonna fix it. Would be nice, but I don't see him fixing that. Though, if that thing desyncs replays, I'm pretty sure a lot more cards probably desync replays. Or not, I don't know. But that's the thing, there are so many combinations that it's impossible to just test them all. You know? It's the way it is. It's just hard. This fight is fucked up, dude. Because, you know, when you're playing, you are like, well, this probably is not that bad after I practice it a little bit, but since I'm in a run, I'm gonna bomb. But no, this one is fucked up, even if you practice it. Get all the shits that are flying. Not to mention that they overlap each other too. At least they are different colors, so it's easier to spot, but it's still a pain in the ass. And I think what really sucks are the blue yin yangs. They kinda merge with the background. The blue yin yangs. I mean, they don't merge with the background if you look at them closely, but I mean, when you are basically focusing on a specific point on the screen and you're trying to react by stimuli, that's when it merges with the background a lot. Because then you're pretty much reacting to the flashing of lights. Human Centipede is an excellent movie. I'm pretty sure it's not a movie, but you know. Anyways, how is it going, Yummy? That's the yummy comment of the day, huh? But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not a movie. Or maybe it is a movie, but you know. Nice, got it. I will even save this replay, you know. I will save this replay because that was a hard one. It is? I wonder what it is about. I really, really wonder. Anyways. Oh, I was out to say, wait, why is this spell card so much different from the one in the game? But no, it's because I'm on PC. This one on Lunatic, it gives you so little space to dodge shit. But I think in Lunatic, this spell card is more gimmicky than anything else. Like, it's not like the previous one, where it requires you to dodge everywhere. I think this one is more knowing where to be, since I think that it's way less RNG than... Well, I don't even know if it has RNG. So stitching people... You didn't have to say it, you know. Come on, bro. No shit. Oh, yeah. Come on, bro. Everyone knows that. See, the problem with this spell card is that the orbs basically conceal behind others, and you can't see them until it's too late. I think this spell card is more about, as I said before, knowing where to be more than anything else. Maybe I need to be up here. I mean, if I am up here, up there, I mean, and I'm able to dodge the row of orbs, I should be able to dodge the following one without that much trouble. It's still hard though. But doesn't it have a save spot? Maybe not, but no, because yeah, those purple orbs don't let you pass. So no, it's not a safe spot, unfortunately. But I think that dodging from above is way easier than dodging from the bottom. Really. Though it's pretty fucked up how much this is taking me in normal. This is what this takes me in normal. I don't want to imagine what's gonna take me in other difficulties. How many attempts were those? 11? That's not a good signal. I can tell you already. That's definitely not a good signal. Jesus. This really is the kind of spell card you will bomb. This is without a doubt. Like if you have bombs available, without a doubt this is the one where you will use them. Well, and if you don't have bombs, you will die once and then you will immediately bomb afterwards. And it's fucked up because she throws the following yin-yang orbs so fast, it barely allows you to react to them. But I think that if I do it fast, it's gonna be worse. If I try to go on top, I think it really is gonna be worse. Oh, wait, right there, below the red one? Wait a second, right there, below the red one, there is a very wide opening. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if that works on Lunatic. Below the red one, you have a very sizable opening. I don't know if that's the case on Lunatic, let's see. It might be, but I think I need to wait a little bit more. So this one on Lunatic, you can barely even see any free space. I think in Lunatic it's below the purple one. It's here, I think. Yeah, it's right there, below the purple one. But damn, those big orbs, if you're not almost at the bottom of the screen, they get you. At least I got the strat, a very useful strat. Don't know if it's something that I will try on an actual run, because as you can see, it's very, very tight, but it works. Definitely does work. Yin-Yangs are the worst bullet. I don't know, I particularly dislike knives. Knives to me are worse than almost any other bullet, except for lasers, but you know. Well, there you have the strategy. If you are struggling with this spell card, Lunatic, you have to stay below the purple one, Hard below the red one. And the other ones I don't know because I didn't pay enough attention. And then there is this spell card. This spell card is all about basically dodging, which you will say something like, well, no shit. But the point is that I don't think there is any strategy for this spell card. Like, the strategy is choose dodge or head, pretty much. I think that's why I like the spell. It's just that I do agree. I wish it lasted a little bit less. It lasted a little bit less. Would be nice. The spell card is called something of suffocation. Well, you can definitely see the suffocation part. But I think that it's not as suffocating as the second one. The second one, it really feels like you can go anywhere. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but it looks as if this spell card is lasting a lot longer in spell practice than in the actual game. It feels like it's lasting longer. Maybe Sun is a stoner and he tried to calculate the time by hand instead of doing it properly, because this feels a lot longer than in the actual game. You know. Oh, he fucked it up. Or not. This kind of fight and this kind of spell cards is kind of reminiscent of PC98, I feel, where a lot of bullets were basically the size of, you know, the hitbox was the size of the sprite. Got it! First try. That's actually how long it takes. Damn. Is it? But yeah. Well, it's a suffocation spell card. I guess it is intended to last a long time. So then there is this boss. Other than the lasers, I really don't remember that much of this. But yeah, she had this star weird spell that is gonna be a little bit of a pain in the ass to beat with Reimu. Because this is another one of those spells that in Lunatic I got carried by Sanae's auto-aim. Because basically in Lunatic, if you keep going to the right, you get cornered if you don't restream. But if you are Sanae and you bomb before the spell, you will have enough damage to not even need to restream. Yeah. I don't like this boss, that's for sure. I don't like this boss. I don't like her lasers. I also don't like the fact that she's a Tengu. Like, come on, we already have like, you know, 2 Tengus. That's too... I mean, I feel like for a species... Well, then again, you could say that there are more than 4 humans in the series, but I mean... In that humans is a more important species than a fucking Tengu. So I don't mind the Tengu, I just wish that... Wait, actually I forgot, we don't have 2 Tengus, we have 3, I forgot about Momishi. We actually have 3 Tengus. It's just that she's a wolf Tengu. I wish there was a Tengu in Touhou that is actually wearing a Tengu mask. Because you know, a Tengu is supposed to use one of those masks that has a big nose. But in Touhou, obviously, since everyone is a cute girl, you can't have that, right? It would be nice if at least they try to look like a Tengu. I mean, the outfit is already a little bit reminiscent, but I don't think that it's enough. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that we are Touhou freaks, I wouldn't, like, someone that doesn't know about Touhou and knows about Tengus will see this character and it wouldn't think that this is a Tengu. Probably. Or maybe they will, I don't know. But it doesn't look to me like that will be the case. The problem here is that you get cornered by that little thing. It's kinda like you gotta be... What are the question marks for? Are you stoned? Seems that you are stoned. It's alright, don't worry about it. The effects are gonna go away by tomorrow. Unless what, you think this looks like a Tengu? Well, if you think this character looks like a Tengu, what the fuck did you just call me? Oh, it's because I say Touhou freaks? Yeah, I mean, dude. You decided to stay in my channel because I happen to play Touhou. You confessed that to me. So, like, come on, bro. You can't just run away from that like that. You might not like it, but you're a Touhou freak too. It's okay, don't worry about it. I mean, it will be worse. I really need to go to the left there, but I don't know how. I really don't understand what will be the best way of doing this spell. Fuck you and fuck Genshin. Wait, what does Genshin have to do with anything here? When did I mention Genshin? Or are you salty because you are rolling for your husbando Zhongli and he didn't drop? Is that what's going on? Did I hit the nail in the head? It's alright, bro, don't worry. There is still a lot of time to get Zhongli. You don't have to get it right now. You know. You still have like 2 weeks or something like that. So, you know. Take it easy. You're gonna get it. Gotta believe in the heart of the gacha. So that's how you dodge this? That's fucked up. Why would I want that cock summoner? I mean, I think that when we pick a character, I think that one of the things that we like is, you know, having a character that you can relate to. So I think that Shonli will be perfect for you in that regard. So, am I really gonna do this on the first try? No, I won't. He has a fucking rat tail too. You mean in his hair? Yeah. And what's the problem with that? You got a problem with rat tails? I mean, come on, group. Chong-Li's a pretty cool character. I personally won't roll for him because I'm waiting for Cleve. Like, come on, dude. He's a cool character. And he's a god as well. So, he's cool in my book. Also, is this really the intended way of dodging this spell card? Or is this not the intended way? Because this doesn't really feel like the intended way. Because if it is the intended way of dodging the spell card, there is basically no reason to do this. Like, if you can bomb, there is no reason to actually attempt dodging this spell card. You better just, bomb. It's a shame because I almost captured it on the first try. It's the way it is. I could say that about a lot of spells. Yeah, I know, but is this really how you're supposed to dodge this? Because if this is how you're supposed to do this, you're basically throwing a dice to the air. Like, the RNG here is so absurdly fucked up. Like, this can't be the way, right? There has to be an easier way of doing it. Well, not easier, it doesn't have to be easier, but a more reliable way of doing it. Because this, as I say before, it's playing the roulette. You're playing the roulette with this spell card. I guess maybe my movements should be a little bit more open. Maybe if they are more open, I wouldn't rely too much on RNG. People misdirect the first wave before it starts moving. I see. Well, that works. I guess what I should do, I think the first wave is fine. I think the difference that I should implement is that I should misdirect the second wave a lot sooner than I'm doing it. And that should probably work a lot better. But I don't think that's the hardest spell that this girl has. Well, the last spell is gonna be a problem. The last spell is definitely gonna be a problem here. I mean, all those fucking lasers. I mean, this one is already a little bit fucked up with the lasers, but the last one is basically, just fucked up. Okay. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? Kogasa did this better. And I'm not just saying that because she's like my fourth favorite character in the series, but she really did this spell card better. I can guarantee you this. Can guarantee you that Kogasa... Man, what a good character. It's a shame that she doesn't appear too often. At least she appeared in Touhou 13, which is already more than 90% of Touhou characters can say that she appeared in another game. Well, she also appeared in the manga. well, but then again, most characters appear in the manga. Even Flandre, that didn't have an official appearance since EOSD, appeared in the manga. Not for much though, but you know. Did you should say fourth favorite? Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that it's my fourth favorite according to the Touhou sorter. I mean, I don't remember if she was fourth or fifth, because Alice was also very close. I don't remember, I will have to pick up the image of the Touhou sorter and look it up. So I think she was my fourth favorite. And if she wasn't fourth, she was fifth. So, you know. It's the way it is. This one is gonna be fucked up too. Which I already knew, but I think that this one is a lot about vertical movement. Like, a lot of times it's literally impossible to dodge the lasers if you don't move vertically. Moving horizontally just doesn't do it. You need to move. Every day I ask myself why I'm here. Hey, I mean, come on bro, there is a Touhou sorter. It's not like I remember exactly every position of my sorter. I remember like the top 10. And I don't even remember the actual order of the top 10, so you know. Come on bro. You gotta be such a hater. The worst part is that Yami is becoming more of a hater with age. Like, I feel that at some point he's gonna become some grumpy that... Yeah, Reimu is number 90. That one is for sure. I do remember that one. But I only remember that one because Yannick reminds me of it every time that I mention the sorter. Every time that I mention the sorter, he is sure to remind me that Reimu is number 90. Yes, Reimu is number 90 because she's a bitch. What you want me to say? I can't say it more simple than that. I mean, Reimu is the kind of character that you wouldn't want having around. That's the thing. And the worst part is that in a cast where everyone is, well, a very big portion of the characters are literal monsters, you know, you will think that, well, I will want to hang up with a human character. No, I wouldn't want to, sorry, hang up, I meant hang out, not hang up. You know, hanging out with Reimu, no thanks. Fuck that. But, you know. Then again, I also wouldn't do that with Sakuya. She seems like she's a fucking psychopath. You know, we all know clearly that the best human character to hang around with is Marisa. There is no doubt about that. She's definitely the best human to hang out with in the series. Because when you think about the humans, you have Reimu, that is a bitch, right? You have Sakuya, that is a psychopath. You have Yomu, that is very unstable according to Akyu. Like, if you offend her, Akyu say that she can cut you in half. Well, then there is Akyu, but Akyu really, you know, Akyu is the kind of character that will talk shit behind your back because she already does that with everyone else, so you know. wouldn't be a really fun person to be with. Then who else you have? Oh, Rinosuke will be probably cool. I mean, he's a little bit of an asshole, but he has a lot of knowledge apparently. Actually, yeah, might not be a good person because he is a little bit of an asshole. Doesn't help that he's half yokai, so that's probably why. What other human characters does this series have? Kosusu. Well, I guess if you like books, Kosusu will be nice to hang out with. Just that I hate books, so you know, no thanks. I don't think I remember any other human character. Well, I guess there is Sanae, but she's more of a goddess than she's a human. So I don't think it really counts. Who else? Am I forgetting another human? I don't think I'm forgetting another human, right? I mean, I obviously am not counting the villagers. I mean, the random villagers. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all of the humans, right? I think they are. I'm pretty sure they are. Well, there is Yumemi. I almost forgot about Yumemi. Well, I don't know. I mean, she's a scientist that believes in occultism stuff. Oh well, speaking of occultism shit, there is Sumireko and the Ceiling Club. Sumireko will definitely not be a good idea to hang out with. About Maribel and Renko, I mean, according to the music CDs, they can hang out with older people with no problem. So, maybe, I don't know. I mean, after all, I think that the entirety of the Adam Bar, you know, that CD, they basically tell stories about supernatural experiences to the old drunkards that were there. So they are definitely pretty social. But I think that's kind of cheating, right? Picking Maribel and Renko, because they are normal humans. As in, they are literally supposed to be humans like us. With, well, the exception that one of them can see through boundaries. But, you know, I guess you could just call her a... I mean... probably... you know, in normal terms, she will be called a schizophrenic or schizo. Hey, is it pronounced as schizo or schizo? I don't know. It's such a hard word, and I usually don't use it, so I don't know. Damn, that was barely a capture. That was barely a capture right there. How am I gonna do this in Lunatic? In Lunatic it's a lot faster. Not just a little bit, but a lot. This one is gonna be hard. This is probably gonna be the hardest spell card in this fight, because even the last spell card is something that if if you get lucky enough, you're gonna get it. But this one is all about being fast. So this one might be hard to properly dodge, I think. Timid. And the space you have to dodge in between those bullets is so small. I don't know this one. And you know, with the bullets being faster, it also means that you have to reposition yourself very, very fast. You can't just fuck around. This one is fucked up. I really wonder, I'm trying to think of the final boss. The final boss has a lot of fucked up spell cards too, right? Yeah, I think she has quite a very big share of fucked up spell cards. Thankfully, her survival one is not one of them. Well, the first one might be hard to do, but the fourth one, I think it was. The fourth one is pretty easy. I don't know. We'll see. This one is already looking very, very painful. Huh, that's a pretty interesting bug right there. When you die, for some reason only the second counter shows up, but not the milliseconds. That's weird. And when you pause, it doesn't even show up. Huh. I wonder if that's a bug. Or, I mean, I don't think that will be intentional. In fact, I think the bug is not that the milliseconds are not showing, it's that the seconds are showing. I think that's the bug. Because I think usually you're not supposed to see that part of the interface. I'm also pretty sure that you're not supposed to see the history count either, right? Or maybe you do, I don't know, I don't remember. At least the thing with this spell card is that I don't think it has any RNG, right? Like, this is all aim at you. Like, well, aim at you, I mean that you affect where the spell card, where the bullets go, right? So in this regard, this spell should be easy. Just that it's very hard to find out what the good routing is supposed to be. I don't think it's the fact that it's hard to find out, it's more like it's kind of a long spell card, but you know, you have to survive a lot of loops. I think you have to survive around 6 loops. I don't think it's hard to find out what to do particularly. I just think that it's hard to remember every single step. It's also incredibly easy to corner yourself in this spell card. For example, this strategy works, but the problem is that I can barely deal any damage. That's when it stopped working. That's also another thing that this spell card has. The potential to time it out is very big if you do something like that. So you kinda don't want to do something like that, really. Which is the problem, because if I don't do something like that, it feels like dodging is gonna be very, very hard. Talking is also gonna be very hard if my throat keeps getting fuck like this. There are some movements that work very, very well, but I don't know. The thing is that there is a lot of, you know, residual bullets. Those residual bullets that don't come at you at the beginning, but they come at you on the next wave. You gotta take into account those two. That's the problem. Any tips for this spell card other than get good / become a better player / play more? Because this is definitely not a spell card that depends on RNG, I think, so this should be very easily rootable. Just that my ability to root is very bad. It's also especially frustrating that the bullets that she shoots are the shiny ones. The shiny ones are obviously a lot harder to see than if they just were normal circle bullets. You know. It makes sense though that they are shiny, cause apparently the card is about light or some shit like that. Now, something that I find to be a problem is actually learning the name of these characters. Like, I feel like learning the name of these characters is gonna be a real challenge, you know? Learning the name of these characters, like, I do remember there was a time where I could say every first name and every last name of every single Touhou character. But that's clearly not the case now. I since then lost the ability to do that. At least with the newer characters, I still remember the last name of some of the older characters, but yeah. Because I'm not as involved as I was before, obviously. And this spell card is fucked up. I might need to leave this spell card for last. Well, for last. I mean, I say for last, but when I say for last, in reality, I mean, you know, I'm gonna send it to the pile of cards that I can capture. Which, this is definitely not gonna be the only one, I can guarantee you that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be better if I move on to different ones. Let's remember that it's that one. It's the first spell card of the 5th boss. This one, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal, but maybe. I don't know. I mean, well, obviously not on easy, but the worst part of this spell card is the stars that she randomly decides to shoot. The stars are very, very fucked. even on normal you can already tell that this is incredibly aggressive. I almost got killed too, so really don't want to imagine how painful this shit is gonna be on Lunatic. Wow, really? A double KO like that? Man, why can't more Touhou games be like Touhou 8? That game, if you finish the spell card, especially the last spell card, that is the one that has the dramatic explosion, you will become invincible. Like as soon as you deplete the hell bar. So why can't more Touhou games be like Touhou 8 in that regard? Okay. Hard difficulty is the one where this card starts showing its true colors, and I don't mean that because of the rainbow color pattern, but because this is when it really becomes a matter of carefully planning where you're gonna end up being. If you don't carefully plan where you end up with these lasers, you're gonna get literally trapped without any way of not dying. Especially with those fucked up stars. Got it. So here comes Lunatic. I wonder if this is gonna have the same effect as the previous. I mean the third spell card. Doesn't seem like she shoots more stars. It just feels like the lasers are faster and less forgiving. In fact, it seems like one of the only changes between Hard and Lunatic is precisely the speed. So you get more patterns. Damn, a double KO. At least that double KO wasn't as sad as the previous double KO. Still sad nonetheless, but could be worse. Also, it does feel like in this spell card, when you're playing, if you try bombing this spell card, it's worse than if you actually try dodging it. Because if you bomb, you have to bomb again, because you're not gonna be able to dodge the lasers after the bomb is over. Obviously, between not bombing and bombing, I mean, you have bombs to spare, it's clear that... I mean, if you have more than one bomb, it's pretty clear that bombing is the best option. If you only have one bomb though, I wouldn't know if it would be a better option, because I think if you bomb, you probably will die right after the spell card is over. Sorry, right after the bomb is over. But if you don't bomb, you do have a chance, even though it might be slim, you have a chance to beating the spell, you know. I'm pretty sure that after bombing you don't really have a chance of beating the spell. Because the lasers are just not gonna forgive you. Sadly, this is one of those cards that doesn't end with one bomb. You need two, regardless of the character. Well, I haven't tried with the upgraded versions of the bombs using the Akuren scroll, but I don't think that will really change the result that much, you know. Gotcha. it's clearly an easier spell card than the previous one, so that basically deconfirms my suspicion of that being the hardest spell card in the fight. It clearly isn't. Okay, so let's see the final boss. This is the spell card that I fear the most, because this spell card is one of those where you gotta wait and wait and keep waiting, and you just wait. The problem is that while you wait, you have to dodge, so it's not waiting for free. The only catch is when the boss appears, these talismans start having a better angle. So that's about it. You still have to hold that shit when she's in there. Yeah, this is an annoying spell. It's the best way to describe it. An annoying spell, basically. Wow, really? That's also another problem. These things come from nowhere. So it's very, very hard to know when you're supposed to stop and when you're not supposed to stop. The ideal will be probably doing it like this. So like this, you know that you can just get to the bottom, but not really, because if you take a long time, you won't get to the bottom. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that this spell card is a clusterfuck. Which is not a surprise, but yeah. It's a very annoying spell card. And this is just normal, by the way. I'm pretty sure that on Lunatic I won't be able to get it. I really want to see what the most convenient way of dodging this is. Maybe horizontally like this. But then again, I'm taking liberties because this is normal difficulty. In Lunatic difficulty, you can't do this stupid shit that I'm doing. Like, well, I fucked up there. I didn't mean to go all the way to the top, but I wasn't paying enough attention. I mean, something that would also be ideal is being able to completely dodge the talismans from below. But the other talismans spawn fast enough that they wouldn't let you do that. I really don't know what's the most optimal way of doing this spell, really. And again, this is just normal difficulty. It's even more fucked up in other difficulties. Clearly. I guess for now I'm gonna do this whack strategy. But this strategy doesn't work on Lunatic. They spawn way faster. That's why I wanted to see new alternatives while I was playing an easier difficulty, but fuck me. That was pretty close. I think that even hard is gonna be a pain in the ass to do it. Not just Lunatic. I think hard is definitely gonna be a problem. I probably should shoot. Not because it's useful, but just so when the boss appears, I don't get taken by surprise. Because because it kinda distracts me when the boss appears and I need to start shooting. It kinda kills my flow. That strategy doesn't always work, damn it. Sometimes it does, more times it really doesn't. I wonder if it depends on the color. Wait, no. It doesn't. No. It's. I think it's RNG. I don't think there is any other logic other than RNG. Or maybe there is. I don't know. This is where I'm already being absolutely fucked. But at least here, that's the thing. When she appears, at least you can arc the talismans like this. Which makes it a little bit easier. It's not like it makes it crazy easier. But it's better than nothing. Well, besides you can go all the way down. And by going all the way down, you can slowly go up and kill her. But something tells me that I'm not gonna be able to do this spellcard on Lunatic. I don't think I can do it. It's just too hard of a spellcard to me. You know, it's definitely one of those gimmick spellcards that maybe if I knew the gimmick a little bit better, it wouldn't be that bad. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's an easy gimmick at all. Well, it's not an easy gimmick at all. I think maybe the best idea is to just move as far away as you can. I don't know. Just one of those spellcards where I don't feel comfortable at all doing. I just don't. If it was guaranteed that I can choose full speed through the bottom by doing this, it will be very easy, but I'm pretty sure that position is pure RNG. Like the position of the talismans. You can still dodge them at high speed, it's just that you need to be more precise than I am. Which is kind of a problem, but you know. Well, I think I should corner myself, just like the previous time too. Oh, but maybe there is some chance at redemption here. If I can do it slowly here. Yeah, that works. I don't know if I should save the reply. I think I'm gonna save replay on this spell, not because it costed me that much, but because I want to be able to look at it every time that I don't remember how I did it. I can look at it and be like, oh, this works. This spell card is also interesting. It's not hard, obviously. Well, not as hard as the other one, but the RNG here really can fuck you up, especially because the bullets spawn right next to you. That initial talisman explosion is not any good at all, but it's obviously manageable. But the little bullets slowly creeping behind you, that ain't right. And there are lots of them too, that's the thing. It's not that there are just a little bit of them, there are lots. And they are very, very random, so it's kind of an issue. But I guess that at least this is one of those spell cards that if you get lucky enough, you can do them even though, you know, you play like shit, right? If you get lucky enough, this kind of spell cards are very easy to clear eventually. Obviously on spell practice, on a real run, relying on luck is, you know, not a good idea. So, well, I say that while I'm playing a game where you basically rely on luck every time you get to a shop. Because it's obviously up to luck whatever spell you get, whatever card you get. Basically what you're supposed to do with this spell card is just running around her pretty much. It's just that I want to do it fast, so that's why I'm not doing it. That obviously is biting me in the ass more than it should, probably. You can't go too fast, because the bullets supposedly surround you. So I gotta say that this is my favorite song in the game, which is unsurprising because it's a final boss. But, you know, really gotta say that try listening to the soundtrack and I didn't like it that much, honestly. But it makes sense. Soon in this game focus on gameplay, which is very good because that's what he should do. But I think that music wise it's not very memorable to me, at least, you know. Because, you know, the previous game, Touhou 17, I think it had a lot of really good, well, not a lot, but had some nice tunes. Like, for example, Mayumi's theme, well, Mayumi's stage theme, Saki's theme, well, Keiki's theme and her stage theme are nice too, especially her stage theme. Then I also like stage 4 theme. Well, stage 4 boss theme was pretty nice too. See, that's the thing. Those are songs that I definitely remember and I like. And obviously I know that I need to get more used to this. I mean, compared to the other ones that I listen to more, but yeah, like for example today, while I was working, I tried listening to the songs a little bit more, and really, this is the only one that I could remark as a very good one. The rest, not really. They don't click with me. And even this one, I will say that it's a little bit underwhelming when it comes to final bosses, right? But I don't know. What was the... Oh, the next spell card is that one with the bullets that slowly close in on you, right? This one. This is very similar to one of Touhou 17's final boss spell cards too. It's just that that one was a little bit more complex. This one is basically just try to not get aimed at. That's basically what the point of this spell is. Nothing more, nothing less. The other one was more about more precise movement, right? I really wonder if my camera is gonna fall with how tilted it is. It would be pretty funny, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But you never know. And already on normal, the red bullets aim at you multiple times. I didn't know that. Very fucked up. And again, this is spell card. Obviously, with the exception of easy difficulty, I never tried to dodge it in the game. Like, I always bomb this spell card because it looks so hard to properly dodge it. Basically, in this higher difficulties, the whole point of this spell card is getting out of the purple circle, and then obviously once you do that, dodging the red ones. Okay. I can tell that the bullet density is about to become very, very big. I wonder if this is gonna be just like the stage 5 boss one. That basically I will need to live for last. Not on hard, but I mean on lunatic. So if it's already this painful on hard, I don't know. I think I fucked it up. Yep, I did fuck it up. I got greedy. I thought that I could end the spell there and I couldn't. My bad, my bad. And I also, yeah, I fucked that one up too. Are not supposed to get to the top of the screen with this spell card. I mean, you can, but you're making it harder for yourself, I think. Wow, I don't know if I didn't get hit there, but I'm glad I didn't. I think something that spell practice obviously gives you is enough data to know which spell cards in a real run you should always attempt bombing. Because you can tell by the capture ratio, unless you got genuinely lucky and you capture a spell card in the first try because you just got lucky in that try. Especially spell cards that are very heavy with RNG, but other than that, it's a really good way of saying, okay, I should bomb this spell, I should be really careful with this spell. Also, this is, in Lunatic, it's the only difficulty where you need to move to hit the boss, because the boss moves with you. Well, it doesn't really move with you. You have to move with her. Well, I guess that should make it easier, right? To at least know where you have to go, right? I guess keeping up with her speed. Okay, never mind. That's... damn. This card is easier on Lunatic than it is on Hard. Because she moves around. See, the thing about Hard is that she stays in the middle. So when you dodge, you lose damage, but here she's moving constantly, so when you move, she's also getting damage. Pretty interesting. Well, get on. The fourth one is the survival one. Now this is gonna take a long time, not because this spell card is hard. In fact, this spell card is literally her easiest spell card. But it's gonna take a long time, obviously, because it's a survival. So you can make it faster than it wants to be, right? You're supposed to let that timer run down. I still think that this spell card is harder on easy than it is on... Well, not that it is on Lunatic. On Lunatic, dodging is pretty tight, but I think that it's easier in hard than it is on easy. Hey Clone Cat, how is it going? I'm doing some capturing some spells in spell practice, because it's an achievement, so I want that achievement for myself. I'm almost done with the non-extra spells. Well, I left one of them without capturing, but the rest were all captured. So yeah, pretty nice. I will say that overall, pattern-wise, this game, with the exception of a stage 4 boss that I think that it's particularly pretty fucked up, with the exception of that boss, I feel that the rest of the patterns are a lot simpler compared to other games. Or maybe not, I don't know, well, depending on which game you compare it with. I mean, obviously, if we are comparing it with Touhou 15, obviously it's gonna be simpler, but I think that if you compare this with, for example, Touhou 14, Touhou 11, Touhou 10, you know, Touhou 8, I think that it's simpler than those. I don't know if I will say that it's simpler than 7, but the thing about 7 is that you have patterns like the Prince River Sisters. And the Prince River Sister patterns are something else. Though there is something that I'm also not taking into account here, and those are the non-spells. And some of these non-spells are very hard, but you cannot practice them. Well, that's the problem, see? Like, the non-spells in this game are quite tough. But if you judge only by the spells, they are quite simple for the most part. For the most part. Okay. So let's see. By the way, SOC did get the Lunatic No Miss No Bomb no card. Man. Some people are from another world, right? Some people, you could say that they are truly lunatic after all. Also, Clone Cat, if you don't mind, can I ask you what the H in your YouTube username stands for? Why is it Clone Cat H? Is that your last name? Are you an Hernandez? Maybe. All you know, he might be an Hernandez. I mean, it's a pretty common last name after all. Well, at least it's a little bit common here. I don't think some people is applicable here, it's just SOC. I don't know, dude, there are a lot of people that have no miss, no bomb. Yep. Wait, are you for real? Like, it's actually for Hernandez, or are you just fucking with me? Because damn, if I got that one right, that was such an insane long shot. Yeah, I know that SOC has a lot of lunatic no miss no bomb. Probably he's the most insane of them all, but the problem is that a lot of other ones, you know, just because they don't have the amount of things that SOC has, it doesn't mean that they are not lunatic too. Wait, for real? Damn, I can't believe that. Man, I want to pat myself in the back so much for that one. That was a Sherlock guess. Like, holy shit. I can't believe it. That really was like throwing a basketball at the basket, like from a mile away and without even looking, and it ended up scoring. That's insane. Good shit, me. Very, very good shit. You know. Yeah, basically, don't worry. I also have my last name is also incredibly popular. Like it's, well, popular, I mean it's very widely used. It's incredibly common. There you go, that's the word. Easy there, Sherlock. I know. So yeah. I mean, you can probably guess mine too, it's not that hard to guess. You already know the letter. And as I say, it's probably one of the most common last names here, so... Well, I mean, after all, you only have 2 options of last names that start with that letter, so... I mean, last names that are very popular that start with that letter. Well, actually, no, there are 3, I will say, but still, it's very easy to guess. You know. The spell card is also fucked up, by the way. But it's gonna be even worse on Lunatic. This spell card on Lunatic is... It's really gonna be a problem. But we will see. I mean, it's probably not gonna be harder than the one that I had to skip. The one that I had to skip is insanely fucked up. This one at least, I mean, it is fucked up, but it's basically getting through some tight dodges. It doesn't require, I think, any major routing or anything like that. It just requires you to be fast enough to dodge the very, very tight bullets. Obviously, this is still not a spell card that you will try to dodge in the game. Like, if you try to dodge this spell card, you're doing it wrong. Well, I mean, unless you're going for a no bomb, but yeah, you don't dodge this spell card. It's just not worth it. Using a bomb is way better. This also feels like it's a static spell card, right? I think this spell card is static. Because I think that I got killed at the same place by the same bullet. I think it might be static. Well, if it's a static, you can actually root it. So you can also do rooting, but you can also just try reacting. I wonder if it's easier to just stay here. The problem is that if I stay here and I want to deal damage, I need to be unfocused. Well, it's clearly easier to dodge from here, but the damage is trash, obviously, as expected. Check every corner for a safe spot. Doesn't look like this one has a safe spot. Because I'm pretty sure that trying to be right next to her doesn't work. But yeah. Was a good attempt, but no, it just doesn't work. Damn it, my ass is hurting today. But it's okay, don't worry about it. That's how I found the Royal Flare save spot. I see. Was Reimu buffed from the demo? Yes, she was buffed from the demo. She apparently deals more damage. I really don't notice it, but people say it deals more damage. I will believe that it deals more damage. Well, no. Not if people say that it deals more damage. If Yannick says that it deals more damage, then I believe it. Earlier I was saying, speaking of Reimu, which will be the best... Yannick is not a person? No, I'm just kidding. Like, I mean that I don't care what the collective says, I care about what Yannick says. I mean... But then again, how do you know that Yannick is a person and he's not a very advanced AI? It's impossible to know. Well, just like it's impossible for everyone else. Reimu insta-kills if you alt F4. Damn, I can't believe that. Let me try it. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm pressing Alt, then F, and then 4, and it's not working. I think you got it wrong. Yeah. He likes cat girls? What does that have to do with anything? You say that that makes him more human or that makes him more AI? That's all you need to know? Oh, okay. I guess that makes him more human after all. I really wonder, you know, the appeal of cat girls, right? When you start thinking about it, what's so appealing? I mean, obviously it's something that doesn't really have to be rational, but think about it. Is it the ears? Is it the tail? Or is it the fact that sometimes, well, a lot of times, they speak using that meow sound? What's the appeal? Or maybe it's all of them combined. I don't know. Because, you know, basically, I mean, when you think about it, I mean, obviously, a cat girl is a girl with some accessories. I mean, if we take a look at the design and nothing else, right? Just a girl with some extra accessories, but why are those accessories so appealing? I could just be tricking you? Yeah, you could be. That is indeed true. Spellcard. I already knew that this spellcard was gonna be a pain, but I thought that I was gonna be able to capture it. Ears are more important. Okay, so if ears are the answer, the question is, what makes them appealing? Like, you could say they make them look cuter, right? But the question is still the same. Why? Why is it that additional ears on top makes it look cuter? You know? Fuck. Damn it, I think I need to dodge that fucked up pattern a second time, because that's the one that kills me the most. That pattern where you kinda need to dodge from the right. That one I think you have to dodge it twice, unfortunately. God damn it. But it's basically static. This is a static spell card. It's just that regardless of if it is static or not, I will need to route it properly. I wonder if the people that usually find exploits have found a way to move in a very easy way that allows them to... Well, actually, wait a second. This is not static, because she's moving, right? And the movement is RNG, right? So this is not a fully static spell card, unless the movement is also static, but... I don't know. I think it's something like why big eyes are cute and small eyes are menacing. I don't know about that. I mean... There are some spiders with some very big eyes that I wouldn't like having right next to me, you know. But then again, those are spiders, so I guess they don't really count. I mean, fuck spiders. Yeah. People say those spiders look cute. Yeah, I know, but you know, there are people that actually think that spiders are cute, so that's why I don't pay too much attention to that, because I'm pretty sure a lot of those same people will say that a normal spider will be cute too. So, you know, those people and me are wired differently, for sure. You know? Okay, I think that for that pattern I just need to dodge from the very right side of the screen. And yes, what she shoots might be static, but her movement is RNG, making the spell card not really static, but a mixture of static and RNG. I don't see people saying flies are cute. Yeah, that's true. But the problem is that flies really don't have anything going for them. Doesn't help that they are pretty much useless as far as I know. It's one of those things. Like, at least a spider, as ugly as they are, at least they can be useful by eating insects. So I still hate them, don't get me wrong, but flies, I think that they are absolutely useless, like completely worthless, right? I don't even know what they supposedly... I mean, they are useful as food for, you know, larger species, but by themselves, like, they don't really do much at all, I will say, you know. That's the thing. They eat decomposing corpses. Okay, well, yeah, people. Nobody wants to see a corpse laying around. But then again, if they don't do it, the worms will probably do it, right? And worms are at least cuter than flies, I will say. Right? We'll say that in that regard, I would rather just get worms. Well, I mean, they will also be, I think, less annoying, because the thing, I mean, the most annoying thing about flies is that, well, they can fly, obviously, but, you know, worms can't fly, thankfully, because that would be horrible. So, well, I guess you could say that butterflies fly, but, you know, that's kind of a stretch. That same pattern every single fucking time. If the RNG is on my side, she will have to move to the left when she moves, after all the first wave is done. But yeah. This spellcard is a problem. I wonder if I'm gonna reach 100 attempts here. Though the reason why I'm not leaving this spellcard for later is because, differently from the other one that I left for later, I definitely know that I can do this. Just that it's taking a little bit long, but you know. I know that I can do this one. Wow, that was extremely close. I'm definitely saving this replay though. I'm definitely saving this one. Goes on my collection. I think flies have pestered humans for so long we can't feel any good about them. Yeah, it's like mosquitoes, except that mosquitoes are actually bad. You know, mosquitoes... See, that's the thing. I think that there is not enough people complaining about mosquitoes. I find that to be unacceptable. How are not more people complaining about mosquitoes? I feel like there are more people complaining about flies than there are about mosquitoes. Those are the true enemy here. If there's any enemy to humans, it's mosquitoes. Like, even the predators like lions and tigers are not a problem anymore, because we just don't hang out with them anymore. But mosquitoes are always being bitches. So, you know. Mosquitoes kill more humans than any other animal? Really? Is that true? What mosquito can kill a human? Well, I mean, obviously, if you get stung by 1,000 mosquitoes, yeah, that... Oh, well, yeah, actually, no, I know. Here we have a mosquito that we call dengue, which in reality is a mosquito infected with a specific illness. So if he stings you, he transmits that illness to you, and you're most likely gonna die from that, unless you get lucky. So yeah, never mind. Yeah, you're right. They are probably the animals that kill the most humans, as you say. Fucking mosquitoes, dude. They are a real threat, but nobody's taking that threat seriously. Come on, bro. All these talks about global warming and no talks about genociding mosquitoes. I'm disappointed. That's the real threat to humanity. I'm just kidding, obviously, but I mean... well, I'm not kidding that they are a threat, they are. Obviously, probably not more than global warming, but still, they are a threat. This is a spell card in hard. You can start feeling the pain very quickly here. You can see the pain very easily. Doesn't help that she moves left and right like that. I guess I should follow her in that, if that's the case. But it's hard, I will say. I should corner myself. Yeah. Damn it, that was close though. I think that this is one of those spell cards that I will have to leave for later. In Lunatic at least. Not on hard, I'm pretty sure I can. Well, I almost got it on the previous attempt. So here is when she starts moving from right to left. So I feel that I should follow her too. That sometimes you get a lot of knives. They don't really let you do that. Well, especially this that basically wall you from the sides horizontally. Not to mention this that come literally from below. Also, remember when I say that I hate knives? I hate knives. I can never figure out exactly what the hitbox is with this shit. Such a weird ass hitbox. In fact, I'm pretty sure that the hitbox for a knife is more of a circle than an actual line. Not a literal circle, but I mean that, you know. Damn it. Also, the other day, no, earlier today, I was thinking which of the human Touhou characters will be the best to hang out with. And the answer that I came to is Marisa. That's clearly the answer. But the real question is, anyone has any objections about that? I was recalling all of the human characters, and all of the human Reimu, fucking asshole, man. Hanging out with Reimu is like hanging out with a very grumpy old woman, you know, one of those that really hates the world. Probably will be bitching about, I don't know, everything. So yeah, no, it's not wouldn't be a good idea, and you know it. You very well know it. I know that you're pretending that that's not the case, but you know that that will be the case. I'm dead. Damn it! And she's so close to death there, but she doesn't want to die, unfortunately. sometimes you need a grumpy one. I can guarantee you that you don't want to live with someone grumpy. I can guarantee you that. Like, I can tell you by experience that living with someone that is okay, here was just talking about hanging out, but even then it's not something that you will want, trust me. I've seen a lot of grumpy people and they are an absolute pain to be around with. I want to vote for Sanae. See, I was considering Sanae, but the thing about Sanae is that she's more of a goddess than she's a human. Like, I think that, I mean, technically she is still a human, kinda. But I think that it's like, I don't know, it's like the kind of human that has been a god for so long that probably doesn't remember how to act human anymore. Right? That's the problem with Sanae. I don't know if I should count her. So, you know, if I count her, I mean, she will probably like talking about manga a lot. Canonically, she really likes action manga, apparently. But yeah, I guess she could be cool. Just that, you know, when it comes to nerdy girls, like Sanae probably is, it's a problem because unless you are into what they like, it's very hard to hold a conversation, because it's like, she's talking about all of this shit that I don't know about, and she thinks that I do. Right? So I don't know, it might be a little bit of a problem in that regard, but I mean, after all, considering that she is half goddess, maybe talking about godhood will also be interesting, but you know. That's why I say Marisa is probably the best one, because Marisa is pretty versatile. Marisa will borrow your stuff. Okay, and what if I don't bring anything with me? If I don't bring anything with me, I don't think she will be able to borrow anything. You know? Though that is something to take into account. You wouldn't be able to have valuable stuff with you. I think I remember having some people like that in high school. Not specifically girls, but I remember I used to have guys that if you were distracted, they will actually steal from you. And they wouldn't give a shit. So that was more in middle school than high school, but yeah. They were the kind of people that, yeah, you wouldn't want to have around. But yeah, you have a point. Marisa could borrow your shit. She will borrow your pants. And there goes the obvious answer. Come on, bro. Everyone thought of that answer, but out of decency they didn't say it. Come on, bro. Unbelievable. You're the kind of person that when you're in a conversation and someone says something like, "Damn, I'm so hungry right now and I don't know what to eat," You will be the kind of person to say, well, you can eat these nuts, bitch. You will be the kind of person to do that. You will be the kind of person to say what everyone is thinking, but they don't say to not sound vulgar. Unbelievable, Yannick. But it's okay, don't worry about it. What? What's wrong, Yami? You never had someone like that? I know of people that basically say something that everyone is thinking, but they don't say because they know that they will sound vulgar doing it. Come on, bro. A hero of our time. You will say that, yeah. Some things need to be said. Maybe. I don't know. Well, by the way, while we were talking about eating these nuts, I got the hard capture. The problem is that now comes Lunatic. I really feel like I should leave this one for later. I don't think I can do the Lunatic one. I mean, if the hard one was already that hard, I think the Lunatic one is not gonna happen. But then again, it makes sense. It's the last spell card. At least compared to the previous games, this last spell card is easier. I mean, it's easier than Shunko's, it's easier than Okina's, and easier than Keiki's. I wouldn't say that it's easier than Shinmyo Maru's though. Shinmyo Maru's last spell is something that is very, very doable, even in a normal run. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, didn't I capture that spell card in a Lunatic 1 coin clear that I had? I don't remember. But yeah, basically this one, I don't think it's easier than that one. But yeah, really think that this one will have to be left for last. Well, if I leave this one for last, that means that it's time to do the extra stage spell cards, which I'm very excited for, because I barely seen them. I barely seen them because I only beat the extra stage once. They didn't seem too hard though, except for the survival. I still don't know how to do the survival. That one looked very, very evil. I feel like in that extra fight, what's more evil than the spell cards are the non-spells. The non-spells are an absolute pain in the ass to deal with. Yeah, I think that I'm gonna leave this one for later because it's gonna take a long time. So far, I only left 2 spell cards. This one and this one, the third one of stage 5. Those are the only 2 that I didn't capture yet. Whoops, sorry, my bad. So now comes the extra stage. I feel like for the extra stage, except for the survival, I shouldn't have problems capturing the rest. Also, can you tell me what that Magatama supposedly does, Yannick? Because it's the item that you get in the extra all the time. Do you know what it does, or is it there just to tell you that you're in the extra stage? I don't know how it works. Nice PDH. Ah, come on, bro. Think it's that similar, that hard as PDS, nice, PDH. That is a magical gas mask, just a plot thing. Oh, I see. Because you can go really far where the centipede is, because there is, you know, deadly gas. Well, maybe the centipede is the one that is releasing the deadly gas. I don't know. I don't think centipedes do that though. Centipedes usually have poison that they have in their claws, And they usually also have very strong claws that they use to completely destroy their opponents. Well, their opponents, their preys. This spell is also kind of fucked up, but it's also very random. RNG can be on your side the same way as it cannot be on your side. But I got it. Alright. See, the FOTS was no problem. The wiki has every card translated and so those TH crap apparently. Nice. I'm gonna take a look into that. Though, once you memorize what they do, it should be fine. But obviously it will be way better to have them, you know, on demand when you play the game, but, you know, I don't wanna install no patches. I wonder what's the spell card other than the survival that is gonna give me trouble here. I don't think there are many spell cards that should give me trouble. This is a very weird spell card. This is one of those spell cards that it really is just very, very weird. Like the bullets disappear usually before they become a problem. And then there is another wave that comes at you. Kind of weird. Dragon Eater. I don't know what that one is, but let's see. Let's just see. I remember capturing this one in an actual run. This one is not that bad, it's just that it's curvy lasers, so you know that they are gonna be annoying, but it's not really hard to dodge. Okay, so far the first three are no problem. When I did extra, I nuke everything so hard I forgot every pattern. No, I definitely remember a lot of the patterns. For example, this one. This one is only obviously a problem at the end, because what you're supposed to do is to just keep going up. Eventually you can stop going up because you meet the boss, but this one is not really a problem at all. So the first four, we got them. What is this one? Fuck. My wrist is starting to hurt a little bit. What was this one? Oh, this one is the one with the explosions. Oh yeah, I remember this one being a piece of shit. I didn't like this one. But you can still redirect those things wherever you want. So that's probably what you need to do. Not like it will change that much. It's better than nothing. This one is called Mine Blast. Or sorry, it's called Mine Brasto. Obviously. Wouldn't be any other way. Catch your ass. Okay, it wasn't that bad. What about this one? Oh, this is the Lennon one. This one also wasn't a problem. Like, at some point the bullet density becomes a little bit concerning, but not that much. Gotcha. Yeah, that one was easy. Alright. That I'm smoking the extra pretty fast. This one is something about snakes. Snake Eater. Wait, Snake Eater? Is that how this shit is called? Hey Soon, where is the copyright? And he actually called this spellcard Snake Eater? That's fucked up. This spellcard is literally called Snake Eater. Yeah. Unbelievable. What if Konami comes for your ass? You know that Konami will do it, right? Konami is definitely capable of doing that. Finally a name Gabi can relate to. I mean, I don't like Metal Gear, but you know. But you know. I also, you know, Konami's busy being shit. Yeah, but I mean, they can multitask, I'm pretty sure. Know? Pretty sure multitasking that kind of thing wouldn't be too hard for them. Also, the hitbox of those snakes is very fucked up. The hitbox of these things is so fucking big. Even bigger than the sprite itself, I'm pretty sure. Even if just by a little bit. Also, this card isn't hard. In fact, didn't I capture this card when I beat the extra? Pretty sure I captured this. For some reason it's costing me a little bit now. Or whatever, you're gonna go down regardless, so it doesn't really matter. You know, as shonen villains like saying, you are only delaying the inevitable. You're only delaying the inevitable. Your time is gonna come. You know, just a matter of time. Well, actually, believe it or not, that you are only delaying the inevitable is a phrase that Wesker says in Resident Evil 5. Well, I'm pretty sure there are more villains that say that, but, you know, Wesker did say it there. And Wesker is such a cool villain, dude. And again, of course you're gonna be a cool villain. You use sunglasses. How wouldn't you be a cool villain? Basically, it was meant to be. So I think that they made him cooler, because in Resident Evil 1, I don't think he was that cool, but in Resident Evil 5, they definitely upgraded him by a lot. You know? It reminds me that Resident Evil 7 Resident Evil 8 is apparently gonna release in a couple days, right? Or am I wrong? I don't know exactly when it was supposed to be released. Not that I really give that much of a shit, but I mean, it's one of those games that it's fun to watch streamers play it. definitely not gonna play it though, but you know. Well, I'm not gonna play it first of all because it's so fucking expensive that with that money I could buy like 30 games. But other than that, you know, don't really care that much about Resident Evil in terms of lore. Did you play 7? No, but I did watch people play the whole thing. It looked nice. It's just that I don't think it can compete with the previous Resident Evils. It's not a bad game, but I should prefer the older Resident Evil. Then again, when it comes to games I mean Resident Evil games that I played, like I literally only played 5, but I saw the other games and I like them. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, me and my sister used to play Alone in the Dark for the PS4, and that game is pretty much like the old Resident Evils, but a little bit more lore oriented. Yeah, this is Dragon Eater, it says right there. Yeah, well, this card is fucked up for sure, but I don't think this card is more fucked up than the survival. I think the survival is way worse. Besides, in an extra stage, the 8th card is always the worst one if you don't count the survival. I mean, think about it. Well, actually no. In Touhou 15 it's the 7th card, the one that is the worst one. The 8th one is Shunko's the spell card. The 7th one is the triple, like the Lunatic Impact, where Hekatia throws 3 fucking moons at you. So in that regard, you know. It's basically a matter of visibility here. It's not a really hard card by itself, but there are so many bullets that it's just hard to see where the hole is. That's the only problem. The pattern itself is not really that hard. In fact, I think that the hardest part of all this spell card are the bullets that remain and hit you from the side. I think that that's the hardest part of all this spell card. As you can see, you kinda need to slow yourself down to keep going. And if you slow yourself down here, you're gonna get fucked. The problem is that you also cannot stream this. If you try to stream this, you get fucked. You're supposed to do it in the middle. But as I say, the problem of doing it in the middle is that those side bullets really stop you. Well, and some more times they just literally kill you. So yeah. It's kind of a problem, but I think you can manage. And I'm not sure, but it does look like the attacks get more crowded as time goes by, right? I think they do, even if it's just for a little bit. I think they do become more crowded. Though I don't know exactly how those aim bullets at the end are even defined. I think they are defined depending on your position. I don't know exactly how they get shot, or maybe if it's just completely random, which will be a possibility too. That was very close. Ah, that sucks. Yeah. Basically, you have to pray that you are lucky enough that you are not getting hit from the side. That's the biggest problem of this spell card. The rest of the pattern is not really that bad, because a lot of times the hole where you're supposed to pass through is very, very visible. Like for example there, it was obvious where you needed to go. But yeah, the issue is when you get attacked by the side, it's not so cool. In fact, I think that a lot of times it's better to choose to stay on the side that you are. Because a lot of times that attack goes at the middle. But I'm pretty sure that the attack is, yeah, it's aimed, obviously. Well, in that case, you should try going to the side of to the corner of the screen the most you can. Yeah, it is same. So that's the strategy. I got greedy there, I gotta admit. In a non-greedy attempt that I would have won that, but I got greedy. I do admit that I got greedy there. Let me just do it the way I like to do it, which is by doing this. To do it by the corner is way easier, clearly. To nobody's surprise. But yeah, the real question is if you have enough time to go to the corner. Yeah, I got greedy, but I mean, come on, dude. In a spell card like this, you can't blame me for being greedy. You don't get greedy here, you might risk... Well, it's the thing with spell cards that have multiple loops like this one. It also reminds me of Ame no Norigoto. I think that at some point I was very close to capture that spell card and I got very greedy and I couldn't. But that's because you're at one point where you are like, alright, if I do this the right way, like the chance of dying is there. So if I were to finish the pattern right here, I will win. But then you don't realize that you cannot finish the pattern fast enough. So basically what you just did is playing yourself, pretty much. But yeah. Well, thankfully I later got Ame no Norigoto, but yeah. That's the perfect example of a spell card that you get greedy. You get greedy because you know that it's a pain to dodge a single loop. In this spell, for example, it's not like it's that painful to dodge a loop, but you know that the RNG makes it so that your chances of dying are very high. I mean, not a 50-50, but high enough for you to probably be there. What do you have left on ISC? Fitful Nightmare and 17 Article Constitution Bombs. Those are the two that I have remaining, which are never gonna happen, by the way, but you know. Especially the 7 Article Constitution Bombs. There is absolutely no way that one happens. That card is... it's fucking impossible, dude. At least, see, the thing about Ame no Norigoto is that at least that one, you know, it allows you to, you know, Like, Ame no Norigoto is hard, but it's basically classic dodging, you know? You basically have to stream and restream. That's the whole point of Ame no Norigoto. The 7 article Constitution bombs is RNG. And I know that Ame no Norigoto obviously has RNG, but the point is that that one is so RNG that it really doesn't matter too much what you do. The only thing that matters is that you get lucky. In Ame no Norigoto, you can get lucky, but it's mostly on you. That you can choose to stand still and dodge it. Which is something that is definitely possible in the one that I'm saying. I was thinking Ame no was 7 articles. 7 articles is the Miko one. Miko is, you know, throws 3 bombs at you and they explode at the bottom, but when they explode they cast such a gigantic explosion that dodging it is pretty much up to RNG. Like, the explosion leaves you so little place to actually dodge that, and it's so fast. That's the thing. It's so fast and it leaves you so little place that it's almost impossible to dodge if you don't get lucky. Well, in fact, I will be tempted to say, oh, you know 7 articles, but you don't know Ame no Norigoto. Ame no Norigoto is the Yatsuhashi one, where she aims arrows at you, and you're supposed to stream the arrows and then restream when you reach the corner. That's Ame no Norigoto. Amazing spell card, I will say. Obviously incredibly hard, but an amazing spell card nonetheless. Got your ass. Not only got your ass, but I'm also gonna get your ass on replay. Not Ben then? Fuck you. Fuck you and everyone that denigrates Ben and Yatsuhashi. Ben and Yatsuhashi are beautiful characters. You're just a hater. Okay, speaking of being a hater, how the fuck do I do this? This survival was very hard back when I tried to do it in an actual run. But is it gonna be really hard now, is the real question. Well, only one way to find out. Couldn't have waited that long. It's okay, that works too. Need another one. Ah, that's a shame. At the end it's very hard to get in between. You barely have any space at the end. Even with the butterflies. Ben is fine. Yeah, Ben is nice. But I mean, Yatsuhashi is nice too. Come on, bro. Why are you hating on the sisters? That's also, you reminded me of something. Like, I remember there are some people that say that their themes are completely forgettable. I don't know how those people can say that. How can you say that Illusionary Shoruri it's a forgettable theme. It's one of the best themes in DDC. I mean, obviously, it has some very strong competition, like Shimyomaru's theme and Raiko's theme. And, well, Kageru also, but, like, that theme, forgettable, fuck you, with a rusty crowbar, fucking bitch. Their theme is amazing. Yeah, I know. But there are some people that say that their theme is forgettable. So I'm pretty sure that people that say that their theme is forgettable have read someone say that and they are just parroting it. Because I really can't imagine someone seriously thinking that Illusionary Shoruri is forgettable. Like, that can't be true. Well, that wasn't too hard, honestly. I'm gonna save it, but it really wasn't that. I mean, it wasn't as hard as most survival spell cards in extra stages. And the last one, didn't I almost capture this final spell card? No, I didn't almost capture, but I did well. I did good enough. At least use a pristine crowbar. Well, a pristine crowbar? They don't deserve a pristine crowbar. They deserve a rusty one. A pristine one, maybe they will even enjoy it. Come on, bro. You're not here to make them feel good. You know? This spell card at the end, it really reminds you of Mishagushi-sama, which is Suwako's last spell. It really reminds you a lot of it. But only at the end. It's not really similar now. I mean, right now it's basically just a kind of a fucked up pattern, but I'm not saying that Mishagushi is not fucked up. And again, I'm so used to Mishagushi. Yeah, this one. This one is very similar to Mishagushi-sama. I think this is also similar to a Hibachi pattern. I don't remember exactly which one. I think there is a Hibachi pattern that is like this, just way faster, obviously. Yeah, this one wasn't that hard. Well, the extra really is not that bad. I mean, the only spell card that you will want to bomb is Dragon Eater, and... See, this one, Snake Eater, I mean, I fucked up a lot, but as you can see in the actual run, I captured it on my first try, so... I don't know. Honestly, it's just like many other extras, the spell cards are very tame. The only problem of this extra stage is the stage itself. No, I didn't get the achievement. I didn't get the achievement, so your theory is wrong. I still need to capture the two. Well, I'm gonna check just in case, but I'm pretty sure I didn't get it. The achievement is this one. This one. See, like, it says it right here. This thing that you're seeing right here, this means subete, which means all. And here it says the spell card. I don't know what it says here, but I'm assuming it means capturing. So, when he says all, I'm pretty sure he means literally all, in every difficulty. So, there are only two that I couldn't capture, which are the last one and this one. Do you have any strategy for this one, Yannick? I can't figure it out. This spell card seems incredibly hard for me, and the worst part is that it's one of those spell cards that doesn't depend on RNG. I'm pretty sure this spell card is 100% aimed at you. So if you root the spell card, it should be easy, but right now it feels very fucked up. Really don't know how to do it, because the bullet density becomes too much for me at some point. And as I also said before, it doesn't help that the bullets are so damn shiny, you know. Don't have a strat for it. Damn it. But yeah, as I say, it really pains me to not being able to do this, because as I say, it doesn't depend on RNG. I'm pretty sure nothing about this spell card is RNG, but I can do it. But you know, I'm not good at rooting, so I mean, this spell card is all about that. But then again, the most menacing thing on this spell card are what I like to call residual bullets, which are the ones that basically stay from other patterns. Though I like this strategy. Look at this. This strategy might not be that bad. The problem is here, after this pattern, what do you do? Because they overlap so much. See that? It would be a good strategy if it wasn't for the leftover bullets. The leftover bullets really fuck it up. But she's almost dead after that. And I'm pretty sure with someone that has more attack power than Reimu, you can do it pretty easily. Well, not to mention, if you do this with someone that actually has cards that increase your damage, I'm pretty sure you can capture this quite easily, because you wouldn't even need to go for this. Like, she will probably be dead here before you even have to deal with that wave. Well, there you have a strat. Kinda. I mean, obviously, until I capture it, I really wouldn't call it a strat. Well, now that I think about it, I think, yeah, there is some RNG, and the RNG, as always, is the boss movement. Yeah, that's something that Touhou has, and not many other Danmaku games have. Well, not other shoot-em-up games have, which is the boss movement. Boss movements adds a new layer of RNG, obviously. So if a spell card doesn't have any RNG on it, the boss movement is for sure gonna give it the RNG that it doesn't have. But at least this one seems more doable, because before I really was struggling hard to figure out something to at least get close to killing her, but this one at least gets close, given that I don't fuck it up, obviously. You gotta be really fast too. Sadly, even if I get this one, I still don't know how I'm gonna be able to get the last spell card. The last spell card seems so ridiculously hard to do. So that's gonna be a problem. The last spell card does seem like an absolute pain. You know. If I can figure out how to do that one, that's literally the last one, other than this. I probably shouldn't count this one off yet. just that I'm feeling that I'm getting very, very close. Like, look at that. I got very, very close there. Not close enough, unfortunately, but close. The word is close. Damn it. If I can get past that third wave, she's dead. Just need to be able to get past that wave. And I think the main trick about this strategy is that most of the times you stay on the middle. So if you stay on the middle, she gets hit most of the times. But yeah, it's still hard, because if you stay in the middle, it's obviously harder to dodge the projectiles, but you do a lot of damage. I really hate these glowy bullets, dude. These glowy bullets can eat a dick. Damn it. If I had been able to do that dodge, I probably could have won, because I think I had more damage than on that previous run, though I had to take something into account. Even if I have enough damage to heal her, will I have enough damage to not get double KO? Because this really smells like a double KO is coming from a mile away. I can smell it. Like, the smell is droning my nose. Like, the double KO can be smelled a lot. I can guarantee you that it doesn't smell very good. Yeah, double KO is probably gonna happen. And when it happens, I will be disappointed and not surprised. Which is better than being disappointed and surprised, obviously. I think maybe for that third wave, I should not stand in the middle at all. Because most of the damage has already been done, so maybe I could actually focus on dodging a lot more, but I don't know. The problem obviously is that if I focus on dodging more, there is no damage to be done. And if there is no damage to be done, obviously the issue is that even if she's close to dying, she won't die. It's not like she will magically receive damage. So see, that's something interesting. Out of all the possible cards that Sun could have made, he didn't make a poisonous card that drains life from the enemy. I mean, it probably will be a little bit broken, but it's a little bit weak. It would have been a good opportunity to put medicine, but as I say before, he probably doesn't even remember that medicine is a character. I mean, to be fair, a lot of Touhou fans don't even remember that medicine is a character. Poison will take work to code? You think so? I mean, it wouldn't take much more work to code than the centipede, right? I think that the centipede is more complex than poison, right? I don't think it will be that hard. You already have a centipede that is slowly getting values. Poison will basically slowly decreasing the value of the boss life. I mean, it obviously depends on how his code looks like, but I mean, okay, we know that this is soon we're talking now, so his code is probably a fucking mess, but even then, I think he should be able to manage, right, to do that. That was way too risky. Centipede issues a multiplier that increases on enemy kill. Yeah, well, but that's the thing. Why will poison be hard to implement? Poison will be something that it will be like a task that will run in the background, draining, I mean, you know, subtracting from the enemy health. That wouldn't be hard to code, dude. Again, unless your code is trash, but hey, Colo, how is it going? I don't know, I think that coding poison into the game wouldn't be hard. Tasks are complex? Not really. I mean, dude, it's like doing an interval. As long as you know when to end the interval. Besides, it's not like Soon haven't done way harder shit before, like time stop. Time stop is way more complex than implementing poison. A task is literally just a thread running in the background that the only thing that it does is obtains the reference to the enemy health and decreases from it every X amount of time. I mean, any decent framework has something built in to do that very easily. I can't fucking believe that. But you know, the thing is that yeah, nice double. Well, I mean, I told you that you could smell the double KO from a mile away. It was clear that I will get a double KO. Well, there you have it. How many attempts did this shit take? 87 attempts? Well, at least it wasn't 100. But damn, 87? So basically the only spell card that is left to capture is the last spell card in the game. To nobody's surprise. Using threads for this is a bad idea. I don't know, dude. I think it really depends. If your framework is trash, maybe it's a bad idea, but the whole game is single-threaded. Okay, maybe you call it a different way. I don't mean a thread in the literal sense of a thread. I mean a thread in the sense of an asynchronous function. Doesn't have to be a literal thread. I mean an asynchronous function. If it's hard to do an asynchronous function, then it means that the framework is trash. Because, dude, I mean, I can do that shit in JavaScript with a simple function. So, if it's hard to set an interval in time, then the problem is the framework and not the logic. Because I mean, even if fucking JavaScript you can do an interval without that much trouble. I understand that a game is obviously more demanding than anything that you could do in JavaScript. I know. But even if that's the case, I will expect it will be easy, right? Unless you're using pure C++, I guess. But if you use an actual robust framework, it shouldn't be hard at all. There is no framework here either. Oh well, yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, I think you are right. Sun codes purely in C++, right? He used his own framework. Okay, well, yeah. But that's more of a thing that, you know, I don't think that speaks for how bad it is, or like how hard it is to do something like that. That speaks to how much of a stoner Sun is, if anything. Because usually when you know, see, there is something about programming. One of the biggest mottos of programming is not reinventing the wheel, right? So if there is a framework that already does what you need to do, you don't write a framework yourself for that. Unless you enjoy doing it, I guess. But like, in this case, he shouldn't obviously be forced at all to you know, to write everything himself. The fact that he does that is because he's a stoner. Yeah, don't fix what's not broken, but I think it's more than that, because don't fix what's not broken also applies to programming, but in this specific case it's basically don't reinvent the wheel. Like, if there's something that works and it's useful for your use case, you have to use it. Or you have to use it, you should use it. Because otherwise, unless you're programming as a hobby, right? If your hobby is programming, then sure, go ahead, do your own framework, you know, that's perfect. But if you're trying to get the job done, you take advantage of every existing framework. Obviously, taking into account the technical limitations, right? Like maybe a framework is just too heavy for your application, right? So you shouldn't use it if you want it to run in most people's computers or something like that. Yeah, that's true. In fact, there are so many frameworks that are so bloated with shit, which is the reason why it's pretty common nowadays for a game that has shit graphics to be very hard to run, because the framework that they use is so bloated in crap that, you know, something that should be simple is not. So that's also true, but you know, that's basically where you should analyze your possibilities. Obviously, it's not like the answer is gonna fall from the sky. He should dedicate his time to better things. I'm not even gonna complete the message. But in any case, the point is, yes. Well, in this case it's too late, because I think in this case it also applies to what Colo said before. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. So if this, you know, if his own code is working, then he shouldn't replace it, obviously, but, you know. Also, this strategy is pretty good. What I'm doing right now, just basically getting close to the boss, so the knives that she transforms only transform barely. Something that I didn't take into account, but it's a very good thing. Sadly, it doesn't work for the other two. You can only do it for the first two. That's a shame. It's a shame because I really wanted to capture every card in this stream, but I don't think I can capture this one. Not now, at least. It's just a very hard spell card, and it makes sense since it's the last in the main game, but I don't know. I don't think I can do this one. I think the worst part is that I can do it today, but because it's a long spell, so obviously every attempt takes a very long time to do. Every attempt takes a very long time to do, so the real problem is time. I mean, obviously if I try hard this spell, it's not gonna be a problem to get. If you give me an infinite amount of time, but you know. But it doesn't have to be infinite. If you give me 3 hours, I can do this. Well, maybe even less than that. If you give me 1 hour, I can probably do this. But the issue is that I don't have that right now. The issue is that I also don't want to dedicate the next stream to this card alone. You know, that's the thing. Not sure if moving that much is better. I mean, it's clearly better if you can concentrate all the knives on top, but that only works for the first two. Like, this is clearly the best strategy here. It's just that, as I said, it's a strategy that only works on the first two. The other two, you cannot do this. Like here, you can because they come from the sides. But maybe you are right that here the strategy is maybe not moving that much. And maybe staying on the bottom for the most part. But it's still hard. Like, the problem is that you're getting trapped. That's the thing, you're getting trapped from the sides. So, that's definitely not a good thing. If it wasn't for the knives on the side, obviously that would be incredibly easy to do. Yeah. It's a shame. And it obviously becomes way harder on the last pattern. The third pattern is fucked up, but the last pattern basically tells you fuck you, basically. You say that I should stay on the bottom. Is that the best strategy for this? I mean, for the third and fourth pattern? Do I really stay here? I don't know, dude. With all these knives, I really feel like the best strategy is moving just to avoid the wall of knives. If it wasn't for the horizontal knives, obviously you wouldn't do that, but in the horizontal knives kind of force you to do that. It has to be some kind of streaming. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, but you know, I think that streaming, you have to move kind of vertically there to be able to do it. Well, I do agree with something that you say, which is if I move too much vertically, I'm basically cornering myself from below. So that's clearly not good at all. The problem is here. What's the strategy here? Like right there. it's very hard to do anything. But it was pretty close. I saw her health bar and she got down multiple times. But yeah, it seems that, as you say, the answer is streaming the knives vertically. It's just that it's pretty confusing when the rainbow bullets come from above. That's very, very confusing. It obviously shifts your focus to those bullets, and you kind of forget about the vertical knives. It also really depends on how you stream it. You agree? Okay. See, Yami agrees that the strategy should be streaming vertically too. Well, I guess that I should stream vertically then. I think it's mostly a thing of just making sure that... I think the best idea is to basically redirect the knives. Well, see, here's the problem. Unless you stay in the middle, you can't redirect knives by moving vertically, because if you do that, you make the knives on the other side corner you. So you need to stay in the middle if you're gonna do that, and that's kind of like the issue. Like, I need to stay here if I want to do that kind of stream. And even then it's a problem, because if you move a little bit, was replaying to Nicoman's comment. Oh, the one about not fixing what's not broken. Yeah, I also agree with that. Not fixing what's not broken. It's very, very important. Very, very important. That's the problem. If you stream going up, you are gonna turn into knives more bullets. That's obviously not something that you want to do, for obvious reasons. Well, here you're pretty much forced to do whatever, right? You can't do much there. It's basically a clusterfuck. That's why I kinda feel like on the third pattern, going up wouldn't be that bad, because at least it will prepare you for the fourth one, you know. Uh-oh. And that was a complete mess of knives. Well, that's another problem. If you focus too much on the vertical knives, you forget about the rainbow ones, and that happens what happened on the previous attempt. Though I think that the main priority is not knives, but here the main priority is dealing damage. Because if you constantly hit her, the patterns end pretty quickly. So obviously the problem with that is that sometimes you can't. Fucking wide knives are an absolute nightmare right there. Damn it, I really want to get this fucking card today, so I can say that I capture every spell card in one day. God damn it. Problem is that I also can retire to the bottom of the screen, because obviously if I retire to the bottom of the screen, I die to the wide knives. And I usually use the bottom of the screen to go slower, obviously, since you can just press down and go slower when you move, but I can't here. Well, here, I mean, in that last pattern, you can do it. Really fucked it up again. Damn it. The problem is also that this is pretty addictive too, kinda like with PDH. And you never know when to quit, so that's never good. But I really want to get this. Then again, the double KO potential of this spell is astronomical. The double KO potential for this shit is so fucking big that, yeah, it's probably gonna happen. And when I say probably, I mean it's almost guaranteed that it will happen. Even if it only happens just once, it is gonna happen. Problem is that at some point those wide knives corner you to the point where you can't do shit about them, regardless of how hard you try. God damn it. Also, even if it's a way better idea to dodge this pattern by going all the way up, it allows you to prepare yourself for the next patterns way more if you dodge it that way, instead of trying to cheese it. At least, I gotta say that the knives are pretty slow. But the fact that they are pretty slow is what obviously makes this possible. Unfortunately, these wide knives, it doesn't matter how slow they are, because they corner you. That's the problem. They can be as slow as they want, but if there's nowhere to run, what you gonna do? I still believe that the answer to the final pattern is basically try to deal as much damage as possible. Deal as much damage as possible and not even try to deal with the wide knives. I mean, you have to deal with at least one wave of them, but not any more than that. Obviously that's down to RNG too, because her movement is absolutely RNG. And I'm pretty sure that the rainbow knives are also RNG. Like where she decides to shoot them, that's also RNG. Funnily enough, the white knives are not RNG. They are easily the most dangerous. Fuck, dude. I don't really feel like stopping now. I have to get this now, but if I keep going, I'm gonna be streaming for like 5 hours. I already know what's gonna happen. But quitting now will not be a good idea. I'm doing the card too. Well, at least I can share the pain with someone else. But yeah, this is... At least this card is supposed to be hard, because it's the last one. The one with the fucking Tengu had no right being that hard. But this one at least it's justified. But even if you try to deal the most amount of damage that you can to her, it's not enough. You have to deal a second wave of white knives. And as I say before, the problem of that second wave is that you have to dodge on both sides, both above and below, essentially cornering you. Obviously the answer will be to move around a lot more, but it's not like you have too much freedom, because I'm pretty sure the rainbow bullets are still there, so it's not like you can choose to go up. It will be nice if you could choose to go up, it will make everything a lot easier, but you can't. Damn, that yellow knife that came from below, that's fucked up. Damn it. I really hate the hitbox of the knives. If these bullets instead of knives were literally... Well, okay, not literally anything else, but if they were a more... like a less hateable bullet, like if they were rice bullets with a bigger hitbox, so at least you can make them the same size as the knives, I probably wouldn't be struggling so much. But the knives, dude, I hate knives so much in Touhou. Ever since Touhou 6, like when they were introduced, I hate them ever since then, because they have such a weird hitbox. I think I remember hating another type of bullet way more, but I can't remember which one it was. And it's a little bit hard, because, you know, hating it more than knives, it's a very hard thing to do. Ah, damn it. I think I know the answer though to that final pattern. It's just that you need to deal with the rest. But you can basically trigger the bottom row of white knives first, and once they are starting to approach you, you activate the one on the top, and then when those approach you, you activate the one on the bottom, and then you repeat until she's dead. Obviously the problem with that is that you still need to deal with literally every other knife in the screen. So, you know, but I think it's better than nothing, obviously. And obviously while you do that, the best thing you can do is actually trying to deal the most amount of damage that you can. Otherwise, doesn't make much sense. Fucking spellcard, dude. Are we really gonna reach 100 attempts? You know, I don't know if I should say that, but maybe that's a good threshold, a good limit. If I reach 100 attempts, I should end the stream. But that's the problem. Reaching 100 attempts already means that I invested a lot of time, because 100 attempts is not a very little amount, you know? Especially not for a card that is so long as this one. Doing 100 attempts here, it really doesn't sound like a good idea. He almost got killed like 3 times during that. Well, even more. That's the problem, that she summons the rainbow knives as well. That's the issue. If she stopped with those fucking rainbow knives, but well, obviously, if she did that, the card will be too easy. Clearly. So there is some very late red knives here that can really take you by surprise and fuck you up very badly. That's the first problem. I tried to go for damage there, but I end up cornering myself. God damn it. just can't stop tryharding now. It's not a possibility. Cannot happen. But then those... Are you seeing those red knives? Those red knives, dude. They really belong in hell. Well, it's not just red knives though. Look at that green and yellow one. But it makes sense since those are the slowest bullets anyways. Damn it. The problem is, this is one of those spells that the more you play, the worse you perform. Kinda like PDH, pretty much. I mean, the more you play in a session is what I'm trying to say. Because right now I'm dying to the second pattern. I shouldn't be dying to this. If anything, I should be dying to the third one. No, I'm dying to the second one. This card is gonna drive me insane, but not more insane than PDH probably. Or maybe, because see, the thing about PDH is that at least it's the kind of card that I can at least say something like, oh well, I got unlucky. But this one, even if their RNG is also a factor, this card is way more on you than it is on RNG. But it might drive me even more insane. Can you fucking believe that? That would be crazy. But it is a possibility. Hopefully it just stays a possibility and doesn't become a reality though. I was close. Well, then again, I say I was close, but I don't think I was really close. Because even if I get a KO there, it will be a double KO, because I have nowhere else to go. There will have been a guaranteed double KO. And in cards like this, it's very easy to get greedy, that's the problem. And getting greedy is probably gonna deal to a I mean, it's gonna lead to a double KO for sure. Need a better orchestration of movements, if that's even a word. I don't know if it's a word. Is orchestration a word? I mean, maybe I should need to say orchestra. I don't know. Damn it, dude. I just cannot stop. It's just not possible. And in reality, even if the white knives are clearly a problem, I still think that on that last pattern, the worst knives are still the vertical ones. If it wasn't for the vertical ones, I think it would be very easy to do those dodges, honestly. I really wonder how it was in hard difficulty, because I'm pretty sure that hard difficulty wasn't that different from this. But the difference was clearly big enough to make it something that I could capture. I think that I'm pretty tempted to say that I got unlucky there, because she kept moving away from my shots. So she has, I think, even if the movement is random, it's still right, left. So even if it's random, you know the direction she's going. But obviously with all those knives, it's not like I have that much of a choice. You know. Dude, am I really gonna reach 100 fucking attempts? I know that if I do, I need to stop. This it's a good limit, I will say. Quite a good limit. Jesus. Oh, there we fucking go. And yes, save the replay, please and thank you. With the achievement and everything. Whew. 66 tries. And it was still less tries than the one on stage 5. The one on stage 5 took 87. Though those tries were a lot faster. Thanks. That was fucked up at the end, dude. But hey, at least all of the spell cards were clear. Took you more? Yeah, I mean, it's a fucked up spell card. It's understandable if it takes you any amount. This is the achievement, by the way. So, you know, it's the 29. You're bad? Nah, that spell is just very fucked up. Well, there you have it. At least now I'm free to go. And I can leave my mind at peace. So, thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'm gonna be seeing you on the next stream with more of this game. Not sure exactly what, but you know, we will see. So, have a good one everyone, and take care.